From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Kastel.
Good morning. Welcome to the Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show here with Chef Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Whoa, what was that?
Good morning. I don't know.
Sounded like a bird.
Well, guess what? It's a great day today.
That's
because we only have myself, yeah, baby, the beautiful Sandy Kastel, the love of my life, the magnificent, infamous Mr. Jon Stewart from the Sandy Kastel and Friends Show. I'm going to stop this legend stuff. He's going to have to, you say us, that's going to be his trademark. And we have, tell him who we have, Sandy.
We have Frankie Castro, an Elvis impressionist, and absolutely looks amazingly like him. How are you, Frankie?
I'd like to say it's a pleasure to be here, privilege to be here with you guys. Thank you very much for having me. It really is an honor. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We've got some headphones for you there, right there,
Okay.
so you can hear
And
what's
you know what
going on.
that means? I'm looking at my watch, and all my friends could call me now. I could say anything that I want.
Anything.
Yeah,
702.
yeah.
They can call in at 702-731-1230. That's 702-731-1230. Michael, we've got some great news this morning. We just found out that we've got a confirmation for our Meatball Festival in September.
Yes, it's going to be big. I guess we got Ronald McDonald.
That's right.
Allison,
That's
we're going to
right.
meet tomorrow.
She's going to be on the show tomorrow.
She's going to be with us. We're going to meet
Yeah.
with her, John, and so Ronald McDonald's involved in it.
It's going to be at Smith's
at
Food
Smith
King on Sahara and Durango.
And Salvation Army. It's going to be like a mini. I hate to use this word. I don't want to
You
give
don't have
him.
to.
I don't
It
want
is going to be a special festival kind of show because we are going to have entertainment. We are going to have a meatball cook-off, which means if you have a special meatball recipe that you want to enter into the cook-off, you can do that. And we're going to have special judges that are going to judge, and we're going to have wonderful prizes.
So what you need to do now, everybody, anybody out there that's really, I don't care, it could be a Swedish meatball, Italian meatball, a Hispanic
English meatball, Irish
meatball, whatever. I don't know what you put. I guess you put beer in the Irish meatball. I don't know. But what you do is just give us a call, and we put as an entry. Now the first prize will get a 3-day, 2-night vacation with airfare to California.
To California?
Yeah.
Wow.
To Disneyland, which is kind of nice.
Right.
There'll be 4 prizes. The
that'll be
second
one of
prize
them,
will be a phenomenal gift. Third prize, the last prize, is a wonderful gift. Jon Stewart will take you and your family out to the place of your choice for dinner, and I will get stuck paying for it. No, I'm only kidding you, but we're going to have a great time. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I want everybody today, 731-1230, and all our friends out there. We got the Grasso family. Faithfully, they get up every morning and they listen to us. And our favorite girl that we're supposed to go cook for, her name is
Julia Ross, and we've got
Ross.
to give her a call and find
Yes.
out what day is going to work best for her
right.
and her family.
Without a question, we'll be happy to do that, and we'll buy the food for you too, dear. Don't
Right.
worry
I also
about
want to let our friends and families and fans out there know that we are sponsored by Resort Stay International, Salvation Army, Smith's Food and Drug on West Sahara and Durango, George L. Stewart for insurance you don't have to die to collect, and Tony May, attorney at law, and Royal Cleaners on Flamingo and Durango.
Right, just mention our name when you go in there and say, hey, this is the spot to be, you know.
That's
we give you
right.
show tickets, which is kind of nice. You know, many people are calling, and people say, we just like calling you up, you know, and I'm glad that we love all of you out there. Thank you for us being number one. We're very excited about the big festival that we're going to do in September.
That's right. But also, we have on June 21st, we have the big WEMA event, which
Right.
is going to be in Canyon Gate Estates, and we're going to have entertainment, and we're going to have food prepared by Chef Michael.
We got the Chad Michaels trio that
That's
will
right.
be performing there.
Yes, along with
Because
some
we have a
special
lot
guests.
of special guests. We have Peter Pavone, my buddy. I know he's out there. Pete will be coming in, and we got a couple other special guest stars. That's why we hired the band.
And maybe even Elvis will join us.
Yay, that's what we're
That'd
talking
be my
about.
pleasure.
Yeah,
My
he'll be over
pleasure.
there. Do one for the money, two for the show. Anyway, I passed by.
No, that's his job,
Yeah.
Michael.
I'm not going to sing. I was happy to do his song here. So, ladies and gentlemen out there in Radio Land and everybody that listens to us every morning, we lift up your spirits. We love you. We thank you. We're very, very happy. We can't wait till we do our TV show. Jon Stewart, you got something to say. He's chopping at the bit. He's got a brand new show coming up.
I know.
Tell everybody, John, about your show.
Well, last night I went to the Mosaic show.
Yes.
Yes, and it was fantastic, and we have free tickets to that show.
Oh, my
They're
God,
gonna print up all
not
the
free tickets.
They're going to print up tickets there, and this is at the LVH. Not only is that a great show, but also the Three Tenors. They're giving us free tickets to that show for our guests and those people that call in and those people that work with the Sandy Kastel show. And then we also have the Trent Carlini Elvis show.
Yes,
You
sir.
know
Yes,
Trent?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Frankie Castro's here. He knows Trent very well. And we also, of course, have
They're all
the
brothers.
Rock Vault show there.
Rock Vault, that's right.
And I wanted to mention to you, since you asked, we have in July 14th, we have the world's largest Elvis convention, of which I'm chairman of,
Oh,
at the
exciting.
LVH for 4 days. And there's going to be about 60 Elvises there. And they have a great big contest and all this. And we pick Elvises, and they win prizes and all kinds of things. And a lot of the people that had to do with Elvis and his life are actually there, and they have workshops, and you meet with them, and you go throughout the hotel, and we have a big museum coming in there, and they go up to the Elvis suite. It's a big thing, the Elvis Convention.
Wow.
It's called Heart of the King.
Oh my gosh, that
That
sounds
is-
like a lot of fun. Can we be there?
You can be there.
All
You can be the
right.
special person. We'll have some people on the show.
How
All right,
exciting.
Bill.
But don't forget me, John. People kind of forget me, you know what I mean? Except my fans.
You know,
They're the only ones that remember me.
Michael, I wanted to.
That's right, thanks, Tim.
Frankie,
ma'am.
I just want to say welcome to the Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Miss Sandy. I appreciate it so much. It
And-
really is an honor to be here.
And how did all this start with you? Doing Elvis. I mean, did you start out singing other songs and then just kind of evolve into doing Elvis, or did you always want to be Elvis?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. Some little boys, as soon as they realize their dream, they want to become either a fireman, a policeman, and some do. Some realize that dream. And I got to tell you, from the moment I saw that man, I was an innocent boy, and I just fell in love with him. He was honestly my first love. And they say your first love, you never forget your first love.
That's
and
right.
And I said that innocently, but I adore that man. And as soon as I saw him, I said, I want to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the greatest form of expression is when you honor these people. Like we have the Sinatra, we have Peter Pavone and David DaCosta, my very special dear friend. They do Sinatra. There's a 60,000 billion guys doing Sinatra.
Yes, sir.
And it's nice that they keep them alive. And I was thinking, when I die, who the hell's going to do me?
I'm going to do you. I'm already working on
Who's
it.
going to do me? I'm serious, Tim. Tim don't give a rat's butt
Misha
about
says,
me, but
Misha says she'll do you.
you do me.
She's gonna,
You
yeah.
want to do me? Gotta ask Sandy first. So the thing is, it's a funny. Oh, Joey Vespi, get him out of here. It's a funny thing. I got to tell you a quick story, if I may, or I'm not allowed.
No, go ahead.
All right. In Italy, this is a true tradition. So those Italian people that are out there, John, this is important for you to listen to because you're not paying attention today, John.
I'm paying
He
very
is
much
making
attention.
notes.
I'm
Look at
drawing,
him.
I'm
He
drawing
is making
pictures
notes.
of you.
Thank you very much.
See that square?
That's right.
Well, in Italy, they match marriages. I was married twice and was both to Irish girls, Irish and German. I didn't want to marry an Italian girl. Don't ask me why, but I just always favored the Irish girl. And Sandy's Irish and German.
You like that hot-blooded
Yeah,
Irish
girl.
girls,
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, Irish. Italian girls they're nice. They carry a razor. That's why I don't want to go out with them. No, I want to tease them. So my sister carried a 38. So anyway, just so you know, Tim, because I know you're a black man of great quality and style, but they match marriages in Italy. Now let me take you back to my uncle Antonio Endolini. He got married. He was 50. And Angelina was only 17. They match marriages. Now, this is their honeymoon night, and I want everybody out in Radio Land to listen very carefully what I'm about to tell you. There's a tradition with the Italian people that when the mother of the bride cooks a beautiful meal for the bride and groom. Now, let me take you back. Angelina's upstairs waiting, and Tony's upstairs. She runs downstairs and says, Mama, I don't know what to do upstairs. I don't know what to do. She says, don't worry, Angelina, Mama's going to cook a nice meal. And she's cooking. She says, go up the stairs and fix the bed for your husband because Mama's going to cook a meal. Back upstairs she goes. Now everybody pay attention. Lady in the bathroom, I know you can hear me, so listen carefully. She goes upstairs. Tony takes off his shirt. He's Sicilian, has a lot of hair on his chest. When she sees this, she starts screaming. She runs downstairs. Mama, what is it? She says, it's Tony. He has a lot of hair on his chest. She says, don't you worry. Go back up the stairs and fix the bed for your husband. Mama's going to cook a nice meal. The old lady's downstairs making meatballs, sausage, braciole. She's over there cooking a beautiful meal. back upstairs she goes. Tony's got his shirt off. He pulls his pants down. He has hair on his legs. He's Sicilian. She starts screaming. She runs downstairs. Mama, what? She says, it's Tony. He has a lot of hair on his legs. She goes back up the stairs. Fix the bed for your husband. Mama's going to cook a nice meal. Back upstairs she goes. Now, Tim, this is true. The poor guy's got his shirt off and his pants down. He sits on the edge of the bed. He takes off his shoes, and unfortunately, everybody, his foot was cut in half. When she sees this, she starts screaming. She runs downstairs. Mama, what? She says, it's Tony. He has a foot and a half. She says, you cook. I go up the stairs.
Johnny just got it.
A split second later, we got it there.
Anyway.
Can't believe you told that on the radio.
But I can say whatever I want. Listen to me, because what did the TV station say? We're not responsible for any. So, KLM, you don't have to worry about that. It's a clean joke. It's good. And Tony's still living.
No, listen, Tim didn't get that joke.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. Seemed too small.
Hey, Gagaru, these cats sound like West London.
Holy
Because
cow,
I got
what
my
is going
guitar
on
today,
here?
and Sandy wants me to teach everybody today the Italian song C'è la luna mezzamare. So everybody out there, guess what, Tim? The bathroom door just opened. She just came out.
Yay.
How you doing, lady? It's been so long. I can't wait to hear from you. 731-1230. Give me a call. Let me turn over the show to Sandy Kastel, the star on stage and screen. I love her so much.
Just in time to tell you, this is Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. We are here Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., and we will be right back after a message from our sponsors.
How exciting! Oh, mamma mia, Lucava, questa tutte cose mi lavano.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. Here with Chef Michael, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on KLAV. Oh my gosh, we have Frankie Castro with us, Chef Michael.
Yes.
And you know, what I wanted to do is, I wanted to ask Frankie, you know, I know you're a big fan of Italian food.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
What is your favorite Italian dish?
Good old-fashioned spaghetti and meatballs will do me just fine.
Spaghetti and meatballs. Well, you know, I know that's a favorite of a lot of people, but Chef Michael, could you tell us your special recipe for spaghetti and meatballs?
Well, you go to Smith Food King, Smith Food and Drug. It ain't Smith Food King, it's Smith Food and Drug.
It's just we remember that. from
Right,
growing
go
up
down
here.
aisle 2. All right, get a can of ragu. No, I'm only kidding with you. My recipe, well, let me tell you something. If the real Italian meal to make an Italian sauce.
And of course, you're talking about South Philadelphia,
Yes,
because as you said, going down your street, you know, everybody in those houses was making the same thing, you know, all the same dishes, but every single house tasted different. You know, every single dish. in
Every
the
dish
house
tasted different. I remember
Yeah.
Frank Sabella's. We were kids. We had the guys in the band, and you know, neighborhood kids. You know, for those that are my age in the '60s, you know, when you were from back east, if you were an Italian, you lived in an Italian neighborhood. Everybody was Italian in that neighborhood. The hucksters, people don't know what a huckster is, the people that would go around and sell the fruit. You had the Javella water guy. That was Clorox, honey. There's go Javella water. Then he had sausage and peppers. And the guy on Friday used to come by and go, sausage and pepperud, sausage and pepperud. Sausage, it means sausage, and pepperud in Italian means peppers. Sausage and pepperud. And they used to sell that.
Sausage and pepperud.
Sausage and pepperud. And it was amazing because it was a wonderful, wonderful time of my life where it was so ethnic back in because I was born in 52. So within that 10 years from 52 to 62, you had, you know, there was to be Abbott's truck. Used to be the horse and wagon that actually used to come around to our neighborhood. Abbott's truck had a horse and wagon, and they would deliver the milk in the milk bottles. That was the milk. John, you know, you're too, I'm a little bit older than you, but the milk bottles were, the milk was so delicious them days. And it was just a great time because all the Italian people would be sitting on the steps, and they would be peeling garlic. The whole place stunk of garlic. You know, and the nuns, we had Sister Pasqualina, we had Sister Franciosa, and I went to Our Lady of Aggravation Elementary School. You forgot that. Our Lady of Aggravation, boom, boom. Thank you, Joey Gusman.
We're trying to adjust microphones here.
And it was just a great time, and all the nuns, Sandy, first of all, they were all Italian, you know what I mean?
The nuns?
Yes, yeah, I went to St. Nicholas of Tolentine in South Philadelphia on 9th and Morris. So for those people that are listening out there right now, they know where I'm talking about. And Tim, these nuns like were 12 sandwich eating women. You know what I mean? They were like, forget about it. Like, and with 60 kids to a class, and you had rows, you had 10 rows, and the what do you call them? The table you sat at, the
The
desk.
table.
They had a little inkwell. The inkwells was in the 40s. They did away with that. The ink was just, the hole was just there.
Did
you
I
lift
miss
it up?
something? What happened to the recipe, John?
Oh.
I mean, we're on inkwells
no,
now.
he's trying to show
and
us how to
we're
make
on
ink.
Nuns and churches and stuff. I don't. What
All
happened
right,
to the balls?
All right, okay. I'm sorry, folks.
No.
I guess if you want to
got
hear the rest
lost.
of the story, you're going to have to call the station and I'll finish it. All right, back to the...
No. So what happened with the
Yeah, we
inkwell?
want to
forget
know.
about it.
No,
come
please,
on,
Forget
please.
about it. What the
Please,
hell's the
listen.
difference?
Pardon me? Oh, a lady just called in, wants to know what happened to the inkwell.
Well, the
Okay.
inkwell, we didn't have the inkwell. Anyway, the nuns were Sister Pasqualina, and they were great. And all these nuns, they had like the rosary beads, and they had a pepperoni in their right pocket. And they would, I'm serious, Tim. And if you got out of line, these women came out with like a 14-inch pepperoni. Bada bing, you got hit right in the head with it.
Bada bing.
You didn't know that, did you?
Bada boom.
You don't really give a rat's butt anyway, so why am I even talking to you? So anyway, back to the
Back to the
recipe.
meatballs.
Thank
yeah.
you. You get your oil and garlic. You fry your oil and garlic. Now, see, that's your basis. Okay, this is for a family of 4. You get yourself 3 cans of the tomatoes puree. Okay, not the diced tomatoes, but the potato puree. Put that in there. Now, once it comes to a boil, you put it on a simmer and you add your spices, which is basanagol, which is sweet basil. You can buy it dry. Oregano, salt, pepper. You know, you have that. And then, now, ready? You get your meat. Now, I would fry the braciole, which is flank steak. You get your sausage, your pork. I always would use the shank. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she used the shank of the beef shank, and then you make that sauce. That sauce will take you 6 hours to make. But son, it is an Italian Neapolitan Napolitan, because I was born in Naples, Italy. Okay, and that's the best sauce in the world. And then any kind of pasta you want. Me, I'm a linguine eater. I love linguine.
Yes, sir.
Or fusilli. You know what fusilli is,
Sure,
Elvis?
yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
you
sir.
don't. What's fusilli?
It's pasta.
At least he didn't call it a noodle.
Oh, yeah. It's curly pasta.
Hey,
And-
Chef Michael, wait, we've got a caller.
No, you're kidding
Yes,
me.
yes.
Thank you, caller. Who is it? Who? Jerry. Hi, Jerry. How are you? Jerry Lewis. I can't. Jerry, how you been? Is this Jerry Lewis?
Good. How you doing?
How you doing, Jerry? Thank you so much for calling. What can I do for you, my dear friend?
Well, I got a recipe for you, Chef.
Okay, shoot.
Shoot, I got a cheesecake recipe.
Ah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Jerry, this is Jerry. Oh my gosh, this is from Tuscany Grill. Hi,
yes,
Jerry.
the chef at Tuscany Grill.
Hi, Sandy. How you doing?
Oh.
Good.
All right.
Oh my gosh, the cheesecake the other night was so delicious. So we asked him if he would call in and give us
Yes.
the recipe. Folks out there listening right now, get your pencils out. This is a great recipe. Oh my gosh.
And I'm gonna have-
Jerry's going to tell us.
Yes, Jerry is a phenomenal chef.
Yes.
Sandy and I, and Dr. Perry and his lovely wife Diana, they just finished counting their money, and I said, "Come on, let me go take you out for dinner."
We were celebrating Dr. Perry's birthday.
He was 132 years old, and he looks great.
And he looks great.
So we take Dr. Perry out for dinner. Now, everybody out in radio land, listen to me carefully. I do not bake. My grandmother didn't do it. We did hardcore Italian cuisine. Okay? I never learned that. But I'm not a cake eater. I'm not a pie eater. But folks out in radio land, the 80,000 listeners that listen to us every day, we sat down and the chef came out with a cheesecake. Folks, I swear to you on my mother. Now let me tell you about Italian people when they swear on your mother. We don't lie, because if you can put your hand on a Bible, we'll fib. But if you say swear on your mother, we got to tell the truth.
So Jerry,
I never in my life tasted cheesecake. Tim, it was incredible. So
amazing.
chef from the Tuscany
Tuscany
Grill,
Grill.
not the Tuscany Hotel, the Tuscany
Tuscany
Grill in
Grill.
Anderson.
Over on
Give
Eastern.
everybody your recipe, and I'll keep my mouth shut. Go, big guy.
Okay, this will make one 10-inch cheesecake.
okay.
Okay, you're going to need 3 pounds of cream cheese, and you want to get that out of the refrigerator and start, while you're mixing everything up, start getting a little warm so you can work with it and beat it. Then you'll need 3 eggs,
Okay.
a cup and a half of sugar, two teaspoons of almond extract. Kind of going slow in case they can't write it fast enough. We want to make sure that
I'm
they
writing
don't
it. I'm writing it down right now.
And then 2 tablespoons of vanilla
Okay.
and 3 cups of sour cream. Put it all in a big mixing bowl and mix it really well. And then I like graham cracker crumbs. I put graham cracker crumbs in the bottom of my cake pan, and dump it in your cake pan. Set your oven at 325 for 50 minutes. Now this is a convection oven. Well, oven that has a fan, so it'll cook a little faster.
Okay.
So if you just got a home-style oven, you might want to leave it in an extra 10 minutes
Okay.
or so. You still want it jiggly, so it's nice and moist. You don't want to overcook it and get it dried out or anything, so it stays nice and creamy, and it's delicious. And you can vary with that. You can put some fresh fruit in it on top of it. You can I've put Bing cherries in it before and baked them in there too. And you can go, but that's your basic starting to start with.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, man,
you
that
know,
is great.
You know, Jerry, I just want to say, I've known you and Lou for a long time. You used to be over at Philip's Supper House for years, and it was just so nice. You know, I know when you guys moved over and you moved over to the other side of town, I was like, oh my gosh, they're gone. But first you were over on Sunset, and then you teamed up with Mike, and he takes care of all the bar, and you take care of the cooking, and then Lou is right at the door when everybody walks in the door.
Correct. Doing an awesome job.
Well, I got to say that the customer service at the Tuscany is great, and I'm going to give you a compliment. I had the fish. I had the halibut.
No, the sea bass.
Sea bass. I'm sorry. It was to die for. And I got to tell you, as being a chef, because it's like saying doctor. Hello, doctor. How are you? When you say chef, a lot of people use that word very loosely. They don't know their butt from a hole in the ground. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? They're ragu chefs. Well, no disrespect. But, Jerry, I'm going to tell you something. Your meatball was great. It was incredible because you got to enter the contest. The Tuscany's going to, you guys are going to be with us, boy, at that festival in January. It's going to be
September.
September. Listen, I drank a glass of wine this morning. What do you want from me? But it was great, and we want to thank you for calling. Ladies and gentlemen out there, get your butts in your car. Go out to the Tuscany. Go have dinner. Ask to see Jerry. Try that cheesecake. Say that Sandy Kastel and Chef Michael send you. And if you go there, Jon Stewart will not pay your bill. You're going to have to pay your own bill.
Exactly right.
John gets scared.
Hey, listen,
exactly right.
Jerry, tell everybody, what is your address? I think it's
11105 Southeastern. And also, it's Henderson. It's considered Henderson. So if they do it, they want to put in Henderson, not Las Vegas.
Right.
Otherwise, they might get sidetracked.
And what's your closest cross street?
Sunridge Heights.
That's it, Sunridge Heights.
Now, Jerry, I wanted to ask you, what Paese are you?
What?
Paese. What part of Italy were you from? Your family? Somebody laughed in the background. He lied. Say you're Italian if you're not.
He's not Italian.
And the reason why I asked you that, because I got to tell you something. You're not Italian, are you?
No.
And it's okay. Don't be ashamed about it. You can start your car. Don't worry about it. I won't send nobody out to see you. But
Lou takes care of that end for us.
Lou is Italian.
Lou's from the old school.
Italian end.
You know, when I went in, I had to kiss his ring. I couldn't believe it. I said, you got to be kidding. Do you know who I am? I'm a made man, too. I said, what is it with you? Now, I'm only kidding you. I got to tell you, son, your food is absolutely incredible. And thank you so much for calling. We love you. And when we come up, we expect a full comp with booze, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to take 400 of my most intimate friends. I'm only teasing you. We love it, and I cannot thank you enough. Give Lou a big hug for us. Go ahead, Sandy.
And you know the other thing.
I will. We'll give our Italian section a big hug for you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
The other thing is, Jerry, for all our listeners out there, their prices are so reasonable. I mean, you get a beautiful meal. It's fine dining at a reasonable price and great service and great food.
We were four people. It cost me $900. It wasn't bad, honey.
Yeah. Now, let me also add, the chef had sea bass. Now, sea bass is one of our fresh fish specials that we run on the weekend. We run fresh fish specials every weekend, and he happened to catch a sea bass tonight. So, I mean, we run it regularly because it's a very popular dish we have, but it's not on every night. So if they come up tonight for sea bass, I wouldn't have it.
Oh, okay.
It has to be on a weekend special, so I don't want...
You don't want everybody to show up.
Well, give the gang over there all my hug and tell your partner that I'm not going to kiss his ring when I come in again.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jerry.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
Lou and Mike. Thanks to all you guys. We really love you, and we'll be out again. And again, folks, if you want that fresh sea bass, you got to go on the weekends, okay? To Tuscany Grill.
Yeah, because Lou actually goes in fishing. I couldn't believe it. He had his boots and he had his hat.
And his fishing pole.
And his fishing pole.
Listen, if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. And, my gosh, we've got chefs calling in to us and giving us their special recipes. Isn't
that cheesecake is the best.
I'm going to try it this weekend.
Unbelievable.
That's right. All right, we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors with Frankie Castro, our Elvis impressionist today, and also Johnny Stewart.
Yeah, I love Johnny. Get out of the bathroom, lady. You're out already. Call me, 731-1230.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael, Monday through Friday here on KLAV, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We have a special treat for you today, folks. Chef Michael is going to teach us all that favorite song that we try to sing that I go da 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 da, but I don't know the words.
It's called When Irish Eyes Are Smiling.
So today he's going to teach us the lyrics so we can all sing along.
We're going to sing along, everybody. I want you to listen out there in radio land. Tim, I know you're a black man, but I want you to learn this too because it's going to be important for your fight, okay? I don't know why I said that. It goes... Now see that beat right there? Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. It's Cella Luna.
Cella Luna.
Now wait a minute, I got other people here. I need everybody to sing. Cella Luna.
Cella Luna.
Mezzamare.
Mezzamare.
Mamma mi.
Mamma mi.
Mamma di dare.
Mamma di
dare.
Figlio mio.
Figlio mio.
Cuttadara.
Cuttadara.
Mamma mi.
Mamma mi.
Masaccia tu.
Masaccia
tu.
Hey la la.
Hey la la.
Bisha bisha bacala.
Bisha bisha bacala.
Hey la la.
Hey la la.
Bisha bisha bacala.
Bisha bisha bacala.
Here we go. Cella Luna mezzamare. Mamma mia, mamma di dare. Figlio mio, cuttadara. Mamma mia, masaccia tu.
What you do?
Hey la la, bisha bisha bacala. Hey la la, bisha bisha bacala. I love to see the black guy do that. What a crazy show
Oh
this
my
is.
gosh!
Isn't it wild?
I
No,
know.
Tim.
I know you never know what to expect on Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show.
Right. Well, that song there, ladies and gentlemen, every Italian, as even a child, you learn that song. Cella Luna, it means the moon. Okay? Mezzamare, mamma mia, mamma di dare, figlio mio, cuttadara, mamma mia, basaccia tu. It's in Italian. I have no idea.
What does that mean?
It means I lost my pencil case. It's yellow, and I hope somebody finds it.
Oh my gosh. Well, Chef Michael, you are amazing. And
Thank
not
you.
only does he cook, he sings, he plays the drums, and he does all kinds of things.
Sandy, that's all they have to go.
The only
to
thing
the
you don't
website.
do is bake.
No, that's a shame. I never learned, my
But
aunts.
it's a good thing. If you baked, oh my gosh, I'd be 400 pounds. Excuse me.
Well, the Italians, we like our women with a little meat on them. You know what I'm trying
A
to say?
little meat.
Remember one thing. You can go to Smith Food, and Mike he's the butcher. He'll give you a bone for free. But meat you got to pay for.
That's right.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, Chef Michael, we've got this great guest here, Frankie Castro, and, you've been doing Elvis. I want to know, there are a lot of performers out there that are doing Elvis, and as a matter of fact, proof is that we've got this big event coming up July 14th, this Elvis convention that Johnny Stewart is,
Yes, right.
chairman of. And so obviously, Elvis made an impact on a lot of people.
Certainly did.
And why do you think that he is still so important today?
I think that the one thing about Elvis Aaron Presley is that he reached people's souls. And people ask me all the time, what's the difference between an Elvis fan and maybe somebody else's fan? And I tell them that his fans devote a good part of their life to him. And that's what I've done. It's not just about doing the Elvis show. Elvis affected people in a social way. He affected people in a very, very, in a way where he entered your heart, entered your soul, and once he's there, he never leaves. And there's a saying that Elvis fans have, and that's that if you feel it, you don't need to explain it. And if you don't feel it, I can't explain it to you.
Well, he also did a lot of, spiritual songs,
He sure did.
and patriotic songs, so he was a big patriot.
People
of
that know
America.
him know that on his free time, after shows, in suites at Vegas,
Yeah.
wherever he was, any kind of free time that great man had, all he wanted to do was sing gospel songs. And everybody will tell you that. He literally just sang gospel songs. That's all he did, and he had a great love and passion for God and Jesus and the Bible. And I think his message today is permeated the world, because it's not just about the music. It's not just about the accomplishments. I mean, this guy absolutely broke every single attendance record for the time. He broke every single record there was for the time. He had more gold singles, more gold albums than anybody. For me personally, Miss Sandy and sir, it's not about the accomplishments. It's about the way he treated people. It's about how he treated people. That man went out of his way every single day of his life.
And that's important.
To help somebody.
Well, so in your show, what makes it different than somebody else's show?
Well, I think that what I pride myself on is the connection that I have with my audience. Because when they come to see me, it doesn't make a difference what you're going through in your own personal life, your ups and your downs. Everybody has them. Yep. They come to see me for memories, to see if I can just for an hour or so, just bring back some memories. And it's about the connection. It's not just, you come to see an hour show, but it's not about just the hour. It's about, they get to know me a little bit after that hour is done. So when that hour is done, they say, you know what, not only is he a huge Elvis fan, because it's one thing, listen, you can sing correctly, technically, you could dance well, you could do all of that, but if you don't make a contact, a connection with your audience, they're not going to want to come back and see you again. There's a difference between, what I call an entertainer and even a showman. Somebody can say, I really enjoyed him, but they won't see you again. I'd like to see him again. And then you always aim for that, wow, I can't wait to see him again. I can't wait for Uncle Joe to come into town and see him again. And it's always, first and foremost, as a tribute to this great man. It's always a tribute first. And after that, then the connection takes place during the course of the show.
Well, what are your, getting back to you, though,
yes,
what
ma'am.
are your recent accomplishments?
Well, I was blessed this past December 10th with the ACA, the American Country Awards. For those country fans out there, I just want to say that it was an honor for me to be part of that show. They came into town looking for an Elvis, and out of all the Elvises in town, they chose me for their nationally televised Fox special show that December 10th it aired, and it was on Fox 5, and I did 2 skits with Danica Patrick and with Trace Adkins. And I got to tell you, the country folks, they're just outstanding people. They sing from the heart. They tell a story, and they tell a story in a way that is believable. And, the ladies are just classy. The singers are just so good. And the gentlemen are what they are. They're just Southern. There's a certain Southern hospitality that Elvis had, that country music has, that was displayed that entire weekend for me.
Did you know that Elvis was Italian? You know what? He was Italian.
Well, yeah.
He was from Naples, Italy. You think I'm BSing you, but it's the truth. That's why he dyed his hair black. And what happened was that he was kidnapped by gypsy slaves. He was taken his name was Elvis.
And he had to sing for his supper. So
Aaron Prezzolino. They changed Prezzolino. So
I heard that rumor. I heard that rumor too.
Prezzolino. Tim, you think that's funny? I'll punch you right in your nose.
Listen, also we had a big Elvis contest on Fremont Street, and you were one of the main winners of that contest.
Yeah, that was...
listening to you.
Yes, sir.
And I said to Tim earlier, I said, I never met Elvis. I was around when he was around. I never had the pleasure of meeting him, but my conductor, Jim Bossert, was the lead trumpet player for the show. And Joe, his name slips my mind, tiny kid. He conducted for Elvis for years.
Joe Gershaw?
Yeah, Joe Gershaw, right,
Mr.
Joe
Gershaw.
Gershaw, yeah. In fact, I went to his wife's funeral when she passed away. They were very nice people. I haven't seen Joe in 20 years. And if you're out there, Joe, we love you, and you set a great landmark. Joe Gershaw, thank you for that. So, but he must have been a very polite guy because, and then like you're very yes sir,
thank
no
you.
sir. And I knew when I finally met him, I knew he wasn't Italian because.
Well, it's interesting you say that because people say that once you met him, he affected your life. And I got to tell you, sir, he affected so many different people. You hear so many stories of people that say that they were down and out. Right. And he just met them. It didn't make a difference if it was a glance, a smile. He changed your life if you met him. Now, the key was to meet him. Once you met him, he had this gift from God, this charisma, that once you met him, even if it was a glance, a look, a hello, a handshake, people to a T say, he literally could change and affect your life simply because of the charisma that God bestowed upon him.
Well, it's obvious because he has stuck around this long. I mean,
Yes,
there
sir.
had to be something that was very special about him to like you said, reach in and touch somebody's heart. My mom met him one time at the what now is the LVH, but of course back then it was the what was it? International.
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 And I
And then
remember,
it was
but
the
you saying
Hilton.
about, you know, my cousin Angelo Galdanzo, he had the same effect on people. He'd knock on your door. I need to talk to you, he would say. He'd change your life.
But that was in a different way. But you know, you've won contests as Elvis.
Well, you know, it's
As
interesting
Johnny
because
was saying, you just
the contest thing, you know, it's very, very interesting, and what Mr. Stewart here is doing, I've known him for a long time. I got to tell you, you know, he's an iconic figure to me.
He is
in this
to
town.
a lot of people.
And I think that what he's planning on doing, you know, is very, very, very interesting, because it allows people that never got to see Elvis, it allows them to get a taste of you know, of what his live show is about. And that's what
That's
I try
right.
to do, Miss Sandy.
That's right.
And before we're done, sweetheart, I really want to sing a song just for you as a thank you.
Hey, take it easy, kid. Take it easy,
Well,
son.
now,
Take it
how
easy.
can people find out about you? Do you have a website?
Well, you know what? Yes, I do. If you go on Frankie, Frankie Castro, Castro, FrankieCastroElvis.com, that's my website. My email is heartoftheking@AOL.com. And if you go on Facebook, you can find me there. And I do a variety of different. Just this past 2 weeks ago, the Little Church of the West was celebrating the 50th anniversary of Viva Las Vegas, and I had the honor of being chosen to do a 1-hour show. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Stewart, but I don't think an impersonator ever has been chosen for a 1-hour show to represent a chapel for a significant event.
Oh my
And they
gosh.
were doing the Viva Las Vegas because Elvis and Aunt Margaret in the movie, at the end of the movie, they got married at Little Church of the West.
That's right. That's right.
So we had over 200 people over there, and we had Channel 5 over there, and it was just a fantastic event.
I don't know if you know this, but you at that ceremony you were married to 22 women at the same time.
The annulment was kind of rough, but you know, we figured it out. You know.
Well, Frankie, what's the song you want to sing?
Or anything you want to hear. sweetheart.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Dedicate
Well,
that song to me,
all
Frank.
right. Can
You as well,
Get out of
sir.
your
Can, I
life.
have, can you sing that as we come back after a message from our
Whatever you want,
sponsors?
sweetheart. I'm here
Oh,
for
I
you.
would love that. Okay, well, you're tuning in right now to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael, and we're here Monday through Friday, you know, on KLAV, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every morning, and we're going to take a brief pause for our special sponsors, and we'll be right back with a song from Frankie Castro.
Frankie Castro, he's the
Elvis.
real Elvis. Tune in.
Not be a lady tonight.
Miss Sandy, sir, Johnny, and you, Stab, this is for you guys, okay? Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a bright, to summer day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? Do the chairs in your parlor seem empty and bare? Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, yes, you, honey, are you lonesome tonight?
A special serenade. Oh my gosh, that was
You know what choked me up,
beautiful.
Sandy?
What?
Tim was batting his eyes at him. I don't want to get that guy in the clinch.
Well, that was Frankie Castro. If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Variety Show. And my gosh, we just got a few more minutes left. But it's so exciting, you know, to have you here today,
Thank you,
Frankie,
dear.
because, you know, you've got a fabulous show. I know that you've been involved with Johnny Stewart, you know, and he's got a lot of programs that you're coming up and you're going to be involved involved in too.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've got this big event July 14th, the Elvis Convention. That, of course, Johnny, you're the chairman of that, right?
He's the chairman of the board. And he's a
Chairman of the
Mormon.
board.
And you know he's Mormon?
And yes, I know. And Johnny, you've got so many things. You've got the Legends Ranch, and you were involved in the Elvis, the King's Ransom, which is down at Binion's. And
Binion's, it's if you go down there, just mention Sandy Kastel.
That's right.
Mention Sandy Kastel show, and you'll get in there. It is a beautiful, beautiful display museum. Take you about an hour to go through it. It's all about Elvis Presley's life, tons of video and everything, called the King's Ransom at Binion's.
Right.
It's open from 3 to 11 every day. Don't miss it.
And we
Sandy
also want to
Kastel
send a
show.
shout out about the Heartland Mansion.
Yes.
They've got a lot of events down there at the Heartland Mansion, which is right downtown.
Yeah, there's
too,
about
right?
$10 million worth of antiques
I know,
in
it's
there and
beautiful,
paintings and
beautiful
stuff.
inside.
Gorgeous place. So if you want to go to the Heartland Mansion, just call the Sandy Kastel show and we'll show you how to get in there and what to do to see that and
That's
how to
right.
have events there.
Right.
And also, one of the new free shows that we have are the Broadway Rat Pack at the Four Queens. The Broadway
Right,
Rat
one of our
Pack.
new shows.
That's right.
Rat
That's right.
Pack.
So we've got so many shows that we can, give you for all of our callers that call in, and we really appreciate and thank you for supporting us and being there, tuning in to us, Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show, every Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 a.m. And Frankie, what would you tell some new aspiring artist out there? What would be the one thing that you would tell them if they're just starting out in the industry?
Like anything else, Miss Sandy, you got to work at it. You really have to work at it. You don't let any time go by. First of all, you have to have the passion.
Yes.
You have to ask yourself, is this what I want to do? Whatever your endeavors are. And you have to work at it like anything else. The only way that you're ever going to have a chance to excel at anything that you do is if you put in the time. And it helps to know people, too.
You never
Thank
asked
you.
me that question. How come you never asked me that question?
Well, there'll be a day. There'll be a day
Why
when
don't
I
you
will
ask
ask
me
you
now?
that question. Because we don't have time, honey.
Wow. Well, I'd like to say something.
Okay, well, then you got to make it in 30 seconds. What is the number one thing that you would tell aspiring chefs out there?
Don't take drugs. Don't drink. Don't gamble. And don't cheat on your wife.
There you go. That's
Michael.
very good. That's 4 things.
I'm going to tell Michael one thing. The reason, Michael, you can put your hand on the Bible and not tell the truth is because he said, forgive them. They don't know what they do.
Oh my gosh, this is Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. We are here on KLAV every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We appreciate all of our listeners and want you to call us in every day, 702-731-1230, so you can get some of these free show tickets that we have to give out. And also, Julia, we're going to be giving you a call this afternoon. And Sandra from yesterday, Michael, you have to call Sandra and give her that recipe that you forgot to call her yesterday.
Well, I'm going to the Tuscany for free lunch.
That's right. And don't forget, Tuscany Grill. That was a fabulous, really nice thing for Jerry to call in and give us that cheesecake recipe that I'm going to try this weekend. So we will see you tomorrow morning here on Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Chef Michael, where's your guitar? Aren't we going to sing that song?
Yeah,
hurry
we
up,
are.
hurry up,
Here
hurry
we
up.
go.
We got to get our song.
My pick is
So
in
we
my
can
pocket.
sing-
Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
Cha-la-la-la, Maria, mamma mia,
Hey!
Picchiami la cutanara,
Join us
mamma
tomorrow
mia,
for Sandy Kastel and
la biscia biscia baccalà, e la biscia biscia baccalà. Your mother.
Is your figure
Oh my God! Did you have a good time?
Yeah, certainly. Thank you so very much for having me.
Productions, and this new show that you have coming up is called Forever Young, and it's the Follies, right?
That's right. Biggest Follies Forever
Right.
Young.
And so everybody has to be over 55. So how did you let Pete in?
Well, because Pete is 30.
I lied about my age.
he did. No, but Pete, I can't say your age.
I'm
Okay,
49 and holding, Belle.
That's right.
Anyway, he looks extremely young, and in fact, he's still in diapers from what I've heard.
He is forever young. Well, I want to thank you, Johnny Stewart, for being here too every morning, Monday through Friday, and bringing all these wonderful performers
Yes, thank
onto
you,
the
John.
show
We
for
love
us.
you, buddy.
So
Thank you.
Peter,
Thank you.
So Peter, if you were going to give advice to somebody just starting out in the industry, what would that number one thing be?
Well, this is something we heard here today twice already, and I used to hear it on the Johnny Carson show. He said, you got to love what you do.
Right.
Find what your passion is and just do it and be the best at it, and then success will come.
That's great. That's great. And you have a website.
I do. I have several at peterpavone.net, and I have P-A-V as in Victor, O-N-E. I have ratpacklv.com, and then I'm on Facebook as Peter Pavone, as all those things, Lincoln.
And do you
Cash.
answer all of your questions and letters
I
that
do,
people ask you?
I do, and yeah, and I'm on Twitter too, Pavone Peter.
Good.
So yeah.
Well, Peter, I want to thank you for being on the show again.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you for bringing your music and running down and getting your CD for us. And also Peter Ken. Pete Ken.
I'm Pete. He's Peter.
I'm sorry.
Pete.
Well, John told me Peter, so I've got it in my brain,
For
So
those of you out there,
Pete.
the guy who has the
Peter
higher
Ken.
voice is Pete.
Pete,
The lower
Pete,
voice
Pete,
is
Pete.
Peter.
Thank you, John Stewart. Thank you, Michelle Davis. Thank you, Gene Woods. And thank you, Chef Michael, for being here.
Yeah.
Every day. Thank you, everybody, for being on the show. And we will see everybody here tomorrow again. Monday through Friday, we are here on KLAV. And our call-in number is 702-731-1230. We want to thank all of our listeners and callers that call in to win the free show tickets that we have from all of our great shows. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Lady, get out of the bathroom, please, and call me.
Yay! We're gonna kiss just as before.